All right. Uh, let's check and make sure that we're actually streaming here and on the Bama Standard live. All right, I think so. Okay, and now I just have to make sure. Hey, Cat, there we go. Well, now I know at least we're live somewhere. Um, Happy Monday. Glad you're here, Daniel. My dad is not here today. I suppose Roll Tide Kenneth. I'm supposed to, do run out and things that he usually does. Actually, just gonna put this on auto for right now. Um, but I mean, we kind of had a rough go at it today. Um, so he's taking some time to get right, and so you just kind of have me today. So it's a little bit different, and I guess I can take a little bit of time to um, speak on some things that we've been trying to instill in our own players, and it's about leadership and accountability, right? Sometimes things that are going on, whether it be your job or at home or whatever, um, they may not be your fault. But as our coach, our offense coordinator said today, and I really liked it, it may not be your fault, but it is your problem. So whether or not you are responsible for the things that are happening, sometimes it's your problem to fix. Yeah, Kenneth show us the INT 400 times call in night. Yeah, no, obviously that's the first play we're gonna show, or that I'm gonna show, right? To kind of talk about the coverage and all that kind of stuff. James Knox, good to see you. Um, yes, the Teagues Family Foundation. We need to be plugging that more. Um, so thanks for that. Uh, but I was just saying, just trying to define what leadership means to you and how you exhibit that wherever you are, right? Whether you're coaching at high school like we are, maybe you're not even coaching football. Maybe you're coaching something else. Maybe you got a PB team or son or daughter's basketball team. Whatever it is. Hey, at work, maybe you're in a leadership position, own the company, um, or managing people. Right? Uh, you got to hold yourself accountable, and you've got to hold other people accountable too, especially when you're trying to go places. So, uh, yeah, roll tide, Mimi, and yes, I mean, I won't put everybody's business out on the street, but practice was a little tough to get through today, um, especially when people are missing. It's hard to build a team and do the things you want to do and be great when things like that are going on. And made a few people upset today. So, but anyway, let's get into it. So we had a pretty dominant win, I would say, over Tennessee. I think Tennessee did leave a lot to be desired. I don't know how many drop passes they had, but I'm sure if you're somebody from Knoxville looking at this first, thank you for your view. I don't know why you choose to do this to yourself if you're watching us, but we appreciate the view nonetheless. But it was, I mean, my wife is the most casual of fans. She's watching, and she was like, "They keep dropping passes. They're not very good, are they?" And I was like, "No. If you're just kind of looking at this, yeah, no, they're not. It doesn't look like they're very good. They're leaving too many points on the table, and we looked good all the way around except for our run game. And we started to see some things towards the end of the game um, with Daniel Hill going, getting going a little bit. But I wanted to look at that. So the things that we're going to talk about today, first that interception that Zabien Brown took back 99 yards, which was a huge play. I actually think that's probably what killed the game right there. Roll Tide Christian. Um, But the other thing about that is I want to kind of talk about the coverage and what actually makes that play able to happen. Uh, because I think there's an unsung hero there. So um, we'll get into that, and then we're gonna look at the run game. I wanted to do a little bit more. I wanted to talk about maybe how Damani Jackson's been playing, and how Roll Tide Joe, and how maybe number 7, okay, Deshaun. What's his last name? Jones? Can't remember. But how number 7 has been playing, and then how Red Morgan stepped in and seemed to kind of correct some of those problems. So I didn't get to that. I didn't have enough time to get to that today, especially with James Knox, yes, saying, I mean, I was at the game on Saturday. I was really hoping that they'd score 50, but there you go. Did anyone notice the work Tim Keenan put in the play before the pick six? No, but I have it, so we can look at that too. Okay. But as I'm supposed to do, before we get into it, as my dad would say, Teague's take starts now. All right, so Kenneth is still trying to die on this hill about a 3D line D lineman setup. I don't know why this is a hill that you choose to die on. This is their defense. This is what they run. They run with 3 defensive linemen, but that's not inherently bad. I think you're be barking up the wrong tree for me here. This is not uncommon to do. So let's go ahead and get into the film here. We'll have a little box missing, but so here's the play. So remember the situation, and we talked. The commentators talked about this a lot, right? So let's actually jump to the scoreboard real quick. Let's see if I can do that. All right. So here we go. Let's set up the situation. 2nd down, 1 to go, but there's 9 seconds on the clock. Tennessee has, I think, no timeouts, maybe 1. I can't really tell from here. I don't really remember. But this is a situation where they only again, this is, I think, a fundamental misunderstanding of how odd play works. That's why you have 2 overhang linebackers that probably are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But anyway, this is a situation where we know they want to run the ball. They've only got a yard to go, but they can't. They need to get 2 plays out of this. So they got to either throw it out of the end zone or they got to score. They have to find a way to make sure that they do not end up with zeros on the clock and no points. And then cue the ensuing play here. They're showing all of this. They even move a guy out. They're trying to get you to move. And we undercut an out route. Now, before I show the entire play, because this will actually probably get us demonetized if I just let it run. Oh. What I think one of the keys are to this is Bray Hubbard actually killing this corner route. This is smash essentially from the backfield. So 3 is on a corner route, 87's out in the flat. And so if we take a look at Bray Hubbard right here on number 3, this actually allows Zabien to sit on this. right? Because if Bray Hubbard doesn't get hands on this and Zabien takes this route, the corner route is open behind him. There's a lot of grass back here, and this is how things. I mean, you've watched plenty of football games. You always wonder how people end up wide open in the back of the end zone. And that's how it happens because somebody doesn't actually get hands on what ends up being the number 2 receiver here. So I think Bray actually makes this pretty good to allow this to happen. Now, Zabien still makes a very good play. And who is this? This is saying Sam is saying that he thinks Yonsei actually got a piece of this. And it kind of looks like he did. I'm not going to say that he didn't. I'm not sure. I don't know that the trajectory of the ball changed too much. But regardless, this ball is not being thrown out in front. This is a mistake by Aguilar, and I wish I would have actually kept that still of the offensive coordinator in the box, absolutely losing his mind over this. I mean, it's a bad ball. The other thing that I thought about was I really thought Zabien was going to get caught here. And I'm glad he didn't because there's no time on the clock. So, very good play here. But all right, let's actually jump into what I think a lot of people are concerned with. And I've got 8 clips, and I don't know if we have to go through all 8. But you'll start seeing recurring themes here. Okay, so this is the first offensive play of the game. And we're talking about the run game, and I've heard some chatter about, hey, maybe Daniel Hill needs to be the starting back instead of Jam, and this, that, and the other thing. Maybe. I don't know. But what I do know is if you're looking at 56 here, you can't. Nobody's going to be successful when you're on your back 4 yards into the backfield. Like this right here is a recipe for disaster. You know, nobody, no matter what back you have, if you're getting whooped like this, that's no good. Right? And that's kind of a one-off. That didn't happen all the time. But one of the things that we do have to work on, so I believe this is duo. I mean, it looked like split zone, but we're getting 2 doubles. And again, this one I'm kind of like, hey, where's Jam supposed to go right now? We know he can't go here. He's got color in that hole. He's trying to go back, and this is kind of unfortunate, right? We get a double by 77 and 64, which is good if you're running duo. We get the kick out by Cuevas, number 80. But one thing we can't do is if we're going to double up to a linebacker, because really this is how this should work, right? We got a double here up to this linebacker, and we got a double here up to this linebacker, and we're going to kick that guy out. This guy is unblocked, which is fine. We're trying to hit this front side anyway. We're either trying to hit it here or hit it there. 77 and 64 double up to a linebacker, but they both come off of the guy they just doubled. So now look who's just sitting here in the gap. And I know he's getting off the ground and all that kind of stuff, but still, there's nowhere to go because 77 has left and tried to take over somewhere else, and we've actually just left the defensive lineman in the hole. So again, we got problems up here. So here we go again. This is I think it's this is inside zone or split zone this time. Okay. So we don't get a combo here, and maybe we should. And I'm not sure why. And Kenneth, this is a good point. Our best runs were outside. So I don't know why we didn't do that more often. I'm with you on that. I mean, even when Jam was getting outside pretty well, we were giving it to Jeremy outside very well. Even when Daniel Hill got loose, again, all outside run where we're getting out to the perimeter, we're doing a very good job out there. But in here, we don't get up to the second level. 22 does a good job getting backside, and we don't get the block. So that doesn't go for much either. So here we are down by the goal line again. And this time, I don't know how. Oh, this is actually the touchdown. Okay. And I wanted to talk about receiver play here. This is great. This is what you're trying to get out of a one-on-one, right? You've got man-to-man, very limited routes in here, right? You're looking at slant, you're looking at fade. And if you're going to run a slant, you've got to get this guy's hips turned, especially since we're getting a whip route here at the pylon. So you're Isaiah Horton here. You have to get his hips turned. You got to get him turning and running, which he does. This is great. And then you got to get out of your breaks. This is the same thing that we're trying to get the DBs to do all the time, right? Put your foot in the ground, change direction. If you're a DB here, what you can't do is get your eyes into the backfield and man to man. This is a no-no. I don't know how many times I've been yelling at our own DBs to tell them to stop looking at the quarterback because he's not throwing the ball to you. He's throwing the ball to the guy that you should be covering. And the guy that you should be covering is not back here. So it's a great route by Horton. It's even better by being able to start turning up the field as this ball is being thrown to him. Ty puts us in a great spot away from the defender. I mean, so in just the interest of teaching, like if you're going to turn on the tape, this essentially turns into the same route that Tennessee ran on the goal line. Just it's in the same spot. It's in a similar the receiver and the DB are in similar positions here, but the ball placement ends up being a whole lot better, right? It's outside, it's up the field. That's a touchdown. If it's on his back shoulder, that's an interception that goes back to the house, right? And yes, Sam, that this is same play in overtime on the day after Thanksgiving, right? That's a good recall there. 2-point conversion, if I remember correctly. Okay, so what is this here? Okay. So this right here was supposed to be a QB throwback. And this is kind of just Jeremy making magic. Great job by number 4 here by Tennessee of actually just staying on the quarterback. That's fantastic. I have to give credit where it's due. I'm a defensive guy anyway, so I like seeing good defensive plays. That's cool. What's even more cool, though, is, and I'm going to go to this angle over here, Jeremy just, like, making some kind of magic happen. Now, I know some folks here, maybe not here, but I do know that some folks somewhere are saying he's got to throw the ball away. But just to let you guys know, if you didn't know, he can't. They'd be a penalty if he actually threw the ball away. That's why he has to do this. The only person that can throw the ball away is the person who first touched the ball. So he actually can't throw this out of bounds. But man, look at Ryan Williams working on this. Run him up the field. It's big time. Just get into the field. We make a man miss, make another man miss. shed a tackle, and we're running. I mean, that's great teamwork. This is to make you mad if you're a volunteers coach, and you might get somebody starts getting fired when things like this start happening. But man, what a way to turn nothing out of something, or turn something out of nothing. So that backwards, bad. Okay, so let's take a look at this from the end zone angle again. Okay, so this is outside zone, or I guess wide zone, right? You can tell we're trying to reach guys here. We're trying to seal and possibly get a cutback. But again, 56 here is getting beat, not getting any movement. Dude's in the backfield, so now we got to cut it back, and you're cutting it back right into the teeth of the defense. This is not what you want. Do I think the substitutional line ruins how well we can work as a unit? I did think about that. It's kind of like maybe you got to pick five and just say I got to figure it out. Um, but I mean, I just wonder. I think 56 is not the answer, right? I think 56 was the same dude I just showed you on the first play that was over here that was getting his butt kicked on the first play. And now here he is on the other side of the ball, getting beat. Formby has had issues. I think he's a better run defender, but he's had issues in the pass. But I could be persuaded to say, yeah, you just need to pick who you think your five best are and roll with it and get some chemistry. However, you're 8 weeks into the season. So if you don't know now, I do struggle with that a little bit. Like you got to figure out. You got to figure out a little something here. Okay, so I think this is actually one of the few good ones that I did pick. Maybe or might be the next one. Okay, so here's duo again. This is the same play that we were talking about earlier in the game. We get these two doubles. We get the two doubles. And the way duo is supposed to work is essentially he has to make the linebacker wrong. So he's got to be patient. He's got to wait for the linebacker to either jump inside or jump outside and then just pick the other direction. When duo, you're not always trying to get a combo up to the backer. It's a little bit different than inside zone. So for those of you who are astute, a duo is considered power without a puller. I don't know that I like that very much, but the best way I can explain it is you're trying to get two doubles, you're trying to move this out of the way, and you're just trying to make linebackers incorrect and pick the opposite hole. So by doing this, let's see, can I turn my volume up? I don't know that I can. This is where I got it set all the time. But I'll try something here for you. He's coming downhill, and because he's coming downhill straight into this A gap, that makes the linebacker jump inside, which is great. So now we're making him wrong, right? He jumps inside, and we can pop out where he used to be. So, I mean, if I'm like making a call, if I'm in the running back room right now, I think that Daniel Hill is probably seeing this a bit better, but I'm hesitant to say that he's seeing it a bit better because on this next play, this is 2 plays later. Right, we get through all this. We're getting duo again. This is the exact same play. And here's the difference. Again, we're looking at 56. It feels like I'm picking on him now. We're looking at 56 and 75. Got another double team. And we're letting a guy split the double team. So now we can't even set nothing up. right? Daniel Hill's trying to be patient, trying to figure out where to go, and we can't go anywhere because we got two guys that were supposed to be blocking one dude, and somehow he's now unblocked and grabs a leg, and now we're tackled for a loss. So if I do have to make a quote unquote hot take by just looking at this film and out of what I showed you, I think 56 is not the answer right here. Um, has any of Bama's interior O linemen demonstrated pancake ability? I hadn't seen it. I don't actually see us. I see us as a very athletic. We can move and get outside, but trying to get push inside is not happening. I mean, even, and I've said it. I mean, again, I'm a defense coordinator, right? My mantra on defense. I stole it from somebody. I can't remember who I stole it from now, but defensive line's mindset should be one man can't block me, two guys can't move me. And I know on the offensive line they're being taught like, hey, this is supposed to be a fight in the alley. You bring four of your dudes and I bring five of mine, and we should win because we got more people. And that's how we should be feeling here. It's like we got 2-on-1 here. This should not happen where we're getting split on a double team. Like, that's crazy. We got to do better. We got to do better. And that's kind of like the story of all of this is why our run game, I believe, is not where it needs to be. This is just a handful of clips from one game. I don't know. I don't think it's that our backs are not it. I will say I don't think 56 had a very good game this week. I hadn't really been paying attention to him the last couple weeks, particularly. But until we start actually getting movement and like finding holes, because I mean, look, honestly, if they stay on this block right here, there's the crease. There's a little bit. I'm not saying this is going for a touchdown, but you're just trying to be efficient in the run game. We don't have to be. I mean, it's great if you're ripping off 50-yard runs, but you're not really even trying to do that. You're just trying to get 4 yards in the correct direction, right? That's not good enough. And again, going back to the first play, that's not good enough either. And if we can handle this, I mean, you can see kind of where that lane is supposed to be. He's supposed to be pressing outside, put his foot in the ground, and then get up this way. So we got to do a little bit better in that department. Let's go back through these real quick. I mean, it's just, and it's the same guy. I mean, it's on the same side. We're still 77 to 64. It's the same dude. He feels like he's having a game. So, hey, I don't know. And this has been, and I don't know if it's even this coaching staff, right? I mean, this has been kind of the issue for a couple of seasons now. Like, not even last year, even the year before, still talking about, why are we running the ball more? Well, this is why. Maybe, possibly, our O line was just kind of overhyped to begin the year. Like, maybe we need to like really think about it, be retrospective, and be like, hey, overall, maybe this O line, as is constitute, whatever depth you think you have, maybe it ain't it. So they'll have to figure that out. I mean, I can It's great. You got Heisman caliber play at quarterback right now. You got a great group of receivers. Um, Ty is not making too many sacks, or is not giving up too many sacks, and he's taking care of the football. It's great. You can win a lot of games that way. But can you compete for a championship if you can't actually run the ball? My thought is probably not. Probably not. You're gonna have to, and I'm not even saying you got to be the best at it, but you got to be able. Teams have to be able to respect that you can run the ball in between the tackles, and that you don't have to rely on jet sweeps, screens, double passes, and Ty running around and scrambling and finding somebody late. That is the I think that's the one piece that this team is missing in order to go from very good to great. They might be able to go a long way as constituted, but you shouldn't we shouldn't have to get down to the 3 yard line and still not be able to run the ball to get the ball in the end zone. We shouldn't have to put we shouldn't have to be going outside zone and tosses this close to the goal line to get outside so that we can score. We shouldn't have to put Caden Proctor back there and just hope that he runs somebody over and falls forward um, in order to get some yards. It's just the way I feel about that. So, all right, it's only about 30 minutes, but that's what I got today, as especially on a little bit of short notice on the film. I didn't really get to deep dive on that, but we did want to look at the play right before the interception. And yeah, I mean, they've got extra guys still not getting in. I mean, that's big time. That's to be on the 2 and to be able to hold them out of the end zone. I mean, this is pride, right? Just trying to get guys saying that he's not going to cross the goal line, especially when you've been getting the ball run on you quite a bit. I really, it's a different team from Florida State, right? I mean, this is way different effort down here than what we got out of week 1. I think this is probably a play that's going to be played for a long time. Well, those that are here live, there you go. You can see the whole thing. I might have to cut this out later. We'll see. Sorry, Justin, if you get a little ding on your in your email inbox tomorrow. I tried. I really did. All right. Well, unless anybody's got anything else, I'm gonna call it. I got practice at 6 a.m. So I gotta get up at 4:15, get ready, print out the cards and all that kind of stuff. Show us why they passed on us all the way to 20. Um, what do you mean? Where you, James? What you? I need more info. I'll try to take your one request and we can talk about that. Oh, uh, yeah. It's gonna be tough for me to find it. All I've got are play numbers 1 through 88. So, uh, for future, I won't do it tonight. But for the future, for you guys that are still here, um, in the comments later on, or try to get it to Justin. Um, if you have specific plays that you want us to look at, there are a couple of things that I need from you. I need a somewhat of a rough description of uh, what happened on the play, but I need to have a little bit of context around like what was the down, at least, like what is the down and how much time was on the clock roughly, and the quarter, right? That makes sure that I can actually get what it is you're looking for. If it's not something like an interception or a touchdown or something like that, but if it's just like a play that happened in the game, it makes it a whole lot easier, if I can at least I can take that kind of still like this and be like, okay, that's close, right? A couple of questions. Why do you think they were playing so much soft coverage in the secondary? I mean, I think is they're just not trying to get beat over the top, right? I mean, I guess that to me it's more, and I kind of do the same thing. Like offensive coordinators get greedy. They get tired of success, meaning it's you have to find a very disciplined offensive coordinator that is, and quarterback for that matter, that is going to actually take a hitch or an out route for 3 or 4 yards all the way down the field. Um, when you find one, you need to hold on to that guy, and because a lot of that is what defense coordinators like me will talk about. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give up the 5 yard hitch over here all day long because I bet you're not gonna throw it 20 times down and take it down the field. Uh, Somebody's gonna get bored and say, well, let's try to take a shot, and that's what happens. Other one, did Dijon Lee do as bad as people say he did? I don't know if you saw the whole game. I don't know. I don't know that it was that bad. Um, I do know apparently they yes, they apparently want them to earn what they got. In other words, yes, for sure. Yeah. Dijon Lee, did he do that bad? I don't know. I didn't study that too hard. Yeah, number 7. Apparently, they saw enough of. I think it was 14 from Tennessee. Just they were putting him in a slot. They were trying to play man on him, and they couldn't handle it. So they made a change there. But like I said at the beginning of the show, that's what I actually wanted to try to get into. I just didn't have enough time to actually do a full film review. I wanted to see like what the actual issue was with 7 and 5 at that position, and why they went to red. They made it. They made a comment about it during the game, but I wanted to actually try to figure out like what was it? Were they at man? Were we busting coverages? Was 14 just abusing whoever it was out there until they put 16 out there? I don't know, but I would like to try to find that answer. So, play Crutchy more. He's a headhunter like his father. Yeah, but I mean, there's there's more to playing safety than just hitting folks too. If he's got to make checks and things like that, uh, he's got to beat the guy out in front of him, which I think Bray's doing a pretty good job. But all right, for this time, I'm in the stream. This has been fun, but I got an early morning, so I'll see y'all next week. Uh, After we don't go to sleep on South Carolina, we still got to handle our business. We still got to keep pushing. I hope this is a game they do. Uh, they do. They take seriously. I don't want them to try to sleepwalk through this through like they did with Florida State, which Florida State is looking worse and worse and worse as the season goes on, which not great, but Anyway, I'm out. It's been fun. Thank you guys for being here. Hope we learned a little bit of something. If there's other things you want us to cover, put them down in the comments down below, especially on the Teague's Take channel. Um, that would be very helpful. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked it. Let us know what you want to see more of. Let us know even beforehand what you want to see coming up, and we'll try our best to get to it. So, all right. See you next time.